Alright guys, 24 hours in and we already have changes to the skills. There's enough changes for a new video, but I'm gonna make it as short as possible. First things first, after complaints that the DRs were not strong enough, both of them got significant buffs. Agir got a new ghost gun at dev level 10. It's these black shells that you can see right here. It fires 23x4 with a 45% slot efficiency and HE ammo, chance to ignite. Additionally, Agir's torp damage reduction was changed to all damage reduction, which helps her survivability against aviation damage, which she was struggling with before. And for good measure, they gave her an extra 750 HP. Hakuryuu also got buffed. Her dive bomber weapon efficiency went up 10% to 150% now, and her torpedo bomber efficiency went up from 125% to 130% now. Additionally, there were changes made to her barrage. Her armor break will now apply at the very start. This means her incoming airstrike will go into an enemy that will take 8% extra damage. Also, let's call this a universal armor break, since traditional armor breaks only increase damage taken from sources that scale off firepower, and this one is for all sources of damage. Also, just to be clear, this comes from the lightning bolts in her barrage. Also, while I have you here, let's talk about some of the new developments we've had in the last 24 hours. Mains gets an upgrade to her barrage as part of her Fate Simulated +5. Instead of doing 36 times 6 damage, she does 40 times 12 damage. That's over twice the amount of damage she did before. Speaking of barrage upgrades, Odin also gets her barrage to fire twice now, in addition to the shield-piercing shells. The German fighter plane, the Bf-109G, will not automatically intercept enemy aircraft. Ripped the extra 65 crash damage in PvP. Since the data mine that we got were based on the Chinese game, we were working with kilogram bombs. Some people were wondering what those look like in global. The three 800 kilogram bombs that the Tenri dive bomber has are most similar with the 1600 pound AP bombs that we have here in English. This is on the 831 Squadron Ferry Barracuda, but that one only fires one of them instead of three. Also, a question about Agir's skill in the comments that I wanted to clarify. The boosts that she gets from ammo type do stack. For example, if you give Agir her own gun, which is a large cruiser gun, and an AP gun, she will get both the AP boost and the large cruiser boost. Also, I'd like to make a correction about the xyyhun torpedo bomber plane. I said that it only deals 2/3 of the damage of the Ryusei because it has 2 torps instead of 3. However, the torps that it fires do significantly more damage. Therefore, the difference between the damage that a xyyhun outputs and a Ryusei outputs is only about 7 or 8% difference. This means that if you do need to give up the Ryusei to time out your planes a little bit better, it's not as much of a damage hit. Some of you have also brought to my attention some of the translation errors. For example, Parsifal's freeze is worded weirdly in English. However, note that the skills still operate as we said they did yesterday. So unless the operation changes, and those were not translation errors, but in fact coding errors, I'm not really going to update on that. However, if there are additional changes, I will be making them on my social medias as soon as I find out. So make sure you're followed to my Twitter or on my Discord server, and you can get those updates faster.